Welcome to Connor Reads Manuals, where I, Connor, read various manuals that I have laying around the house. Today I will be reading the second part of Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. How to Purify. Place up to 4 regular Pokemon around the set and put a Shadow Pokemon at the center of the set. Then, Purification will start. It shows the set's number, tempo, regular Pokemon, Shadow Pokemon, Heart Gauge, Flow, and Line. Heart Gauge shows the progress of purification. When the heart gauge goes from purple to completely white, the Pokemon is ready to be purified. Flow. The speed at which a shadow Pokemon is purified is referred to as the flow. The flow is affected by the tempo and the direction of the shadow Pokemon is facing. If the tempo is boosted and the shadow Pokemon has an advantageous type matchup against the Pokemon it's facing, the flow becomes much higher. Tempo. The tempo is affected by the number of regular Pokemon and the type matchups between them. If you place many regular Pokemon, or each regular Pokemon has an advantageous type matchup against the regular Pokemon which is next in line, the tempo will become better. Line. The level of the type matchups is indicated by the thickness and the color of the lines joining the Pokemon together. The thicker the line and the lighter the blue, the better. Purification Ceremony. You have a shadow Pokemon whose heart gauge has reached 0. You can complete purification at the Purify Chamber on the first floor of the Pokemon HQ Lab. This is called the Purification Ceremony. Stand on the circle in the center of the room and press the A button. The Purification Ceremony will begin. Facilities and Buildings. Mount Battle. You can challenge trainers to knockout battles on Mount Battle. It is divided into 10 areas, each with 10 zones. That means your challenge is to win in 100 zones. Upon completing each area, you are rewarded with Poke Coupons. Between each area, there is a break room where you can use a PC. If you want to return to the reception counter, approach one of the Abra and you can teleport. You can also come back to the break room of an area you've already cleared. Poke Coupons. You can exchange Poke Coupons you obtained for TMs, items, and more at the Coupon Exchange on Mount Battle. Realgam Tower. It is a fully integrated facility dedicated to battling. You can take part in Coliseum battles, Battle Sims, and Battle Bingo. If you win battles, you can get Poke Coupons and more. Battle Sims. You can battle with virtual trainers using battle CDs, which you can obtain on your adventure. It is important to think about the type matchups and movesets of Pokemon when you make the challenge. Battle Bingo. You can play Battle Bingo on a bingo card which has 16 panels arranged in a 4x4 grid. At the start of a game, you will have 1 Pokemon and 2 Master Balls. Using these, you will battle by flipping over panels one by one. Flip over panels to form a vertical, horizontal, or diagonal line to score a bingo. Keep forming bingo lines until all panels are flipped over. If all panels are flipped over, you win the game. If all your Pokemon use up their EP, entry points, it's game over for you. About EP, entry points. EP is the points used to flip over panels. 1 EP of your Pokemon is required to flip over 1 panel. If you get a bingo or flip over the question mark panels, you are given EP. Then you can allocate EP to your Pokemon. About panels. On the first turn, you may select any panel. The next panel that can be flipped must be next to an already flipped panel. When you flip a panel marked with a Pokemon type, a Pokemon of that type will appear. You will battle this Pokemon with the Pokemon you entered. If you win the battle or catch the opposing Pokemon with a Master Ball, the contested panel will be flipped over. If the opposing Pokemon is caught, you can use it as your own, beginning with the next panel battle. If you quit the game before the end, you are given Poke Coupons based on the number of bingo lines you completed. If you complete the card, you are awarded a bonus for leftover EP and Master Balls in addition to the regular prize. Knockout battles. You will battle 4 trainers in a row using the Pokemon in your party. If you defeat all the trainers, you will earn a cash prize and also a TM. There are many places where you can enjoy various types of battles. Find and challenge them all. Poke Spots. You can catch wild Pokemon at Pokespots. Wild Pokemon show up at Pokespots as the hero travels the region. Wild Pokemon. Wild Pokemon show up only at Pokespots, but Pokesnacks out on the plate located in the center of the Pokespot and leave it for a while. Wild Pokemon will be attracted to it and may come. You can see wild Pokemon if you go to the Pokespot while they are eating the Pokesnacks. Pokesnacks. You can lay out up to 10 Pokesnacks at each Pokespot. The more Pokesnacks you lay out, the longer wild Pokemon will stay at the Pokespot to eat. You can get or buy Pokesnacks as you proceed in your adventure. Spot Monitor. You can check which Pokespot wild Pokemon are at by using the Spot Monitor on your PDA. Linking up to trade Pokemon. Once you clear the story mode, you can trade Pokemon with the Game Boy Advance versions of Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Sapphire, Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Fire Red, and Pokemon Leaf Green. It can be done in the basement of the Fennec City Pokemon Center. Game Boy Advance system, Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable, and Pokemon Game Pack are required in order to trade Pokemon. To link up, please follow the instructions on the screen. See page 48. When the conditions on the next page are not met, an error will occur. Follow the instructions on page 51 for details and save the game once again. Requirements for the GBA Pokemon RPG series. You need to have the Pokédex. You need to have the game saved at a Pokemon Center. Additional requirements for each version. Ruby and Sapphire. You need to have entered the Hall of Fame. Emerald. You need to have entered the Hall of Fame, then you'll need to obtain the National Pokédex. Fire Red and Leaf Green. The network machine needs to be working at the Pokemon Network Center. Pokemon that can't be traded. Pokemon that can't be traded. Shadow Pokemon can't be traded unless they are purified completely. See page 26. You can't send a Pokemon if the rest of your party Pokemon have fainted. Pokemon that can't be received. Pokemon holding mail or an Enigma Berry. Pokemon eggs. You can't receive a Pokemon if the rest of your party Pokemon have fainted or are Pokemon eggs. Versus Mode. In Versus Mode, you can enjoy battling Pokemon in full 3D with your friends. Versus Mode can be played with one person against a CPU, 2 or 4 people. If you want to use your Pokemon in the GBA Pokemon RPG series, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, or Leaf Green, a Game Boy Advance system and a Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable is needed. If you want to battle immediately, select Quick Battle. The Pokemon will be randomly selected and you can battle against a computer opponent or a friend. You can't get EXP points, Pokemon dollars, or Poke Coupons in Versus Mode. The Battle Screen. Quick Battle shows gender, your Pokemon, items, battle commands, current HP and max HP, opponent's Pokemon, and HP. Group Battle shows gender, your Pokemon, level, current HP and maximum HP, opponent's Pokemon, HP, and battle commands. Quick Battle. You can enjoy battling right away by using a ready-made Pokemon team that is prepared by the computer. Quick Battle is for 1 or 2 people using GCN controllers. It cannot be played by 3 or more people. Starting a Quick Battle. After selecting Quick Battle on the menu screen, choose either Battle vs CPU or 2-player battle. You can play a 2-player battle with only one Nintendo GameCube controller. However, if you use 2 controllers, you can enjoy the battle more comfortably. When you use 2 controllers, select 2-player battle after connecting the controller to socket 2. Next, choose the Pokemon level you want to use in battle. Ultimate, Hard, Normal, or Easy. 2 randomly selected Pokemon will be displayed. If you select Yes, the battle will start. Quick Battle Controls. Selecting moves. First move, C-stick up. Second move, C-stick right. Third move, C-stick down. And fourth move, C-stick left. The C-stick is assigned in a clockwise manner. Also, you can press the control stick in the assigned direction while holding the R button to see each move's information. After selecting moves, choose the target Pokemon using the control pad. Other commands. Give in is start/pause, move details, R button plus C stick, Pokemon list, X button. Group Battle. In a group battle, you can enjoy a 2 or 4 player game by connecting your Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Steps 1 through 7 are on the next pages are controlled by the Nintendo GameCube controller. Trainers that can participate. To enjoy group battle, you will need to use the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cables and Nintendo Game Boy Advance systems as the second, third, and fourth controllers. It is not possible to play group battle mode using multiple Nintendo GameCube controllers. The characters you can use in battle are the hero in Pokemon XD or the boy/girl hero in GBA Pokemon RPG series, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald. You can choose the following combinations. Battling with 2, GameCube controller versus Game Boy Advance, or Game Boy Advance versus Game Boy Advance. Battling with 4, GameCube controller and Game Boy Advance versus 2 Game Boy Advance, or 2 Game Boy Advance versus 2 Game Boy Advance. The controller is Pokemon XD player, the Game Boy Advance is Pokemon GBA player. When battling with 2 players, you can select either a single battle or a double battle. When battling with 4 players, you can only play a multi-battle. The 4 players will be divided into 2 teams and then battle. Starting in group battle. 1. Select group battle in versus mode. 2. Please select the combination of opponents. This selection will be handled by player 1. 3. Please select either single battle or double battle for the battle style. When you play with 4 people, double battle will be chosen automatically. 4. Under Arena, select the place where you would like to battle. 5. Edit the battle rules under Rules, see page 46. 6. Choose Enter after you're finished selecting all of the options. 7. When you battle as the Pokemon XD player, you will choose the Pokemon in your party. 8. The Game Boy Advance connection messages will appear. Please follow the instructions, connect, and then turn on each Game Boy Advance, see page 48. If any of the conditions on the next page are present, a connection error will occur. If any of the following conditions are present, a connection error will occur. For the Pokemon XD player, when an error occurs, please press the B button to go back and then select Continue. Please make sure you meet the conditions below, save the game, and then restart the group battle. If there are Game Boy Advance systems connected to the controller sockets 2 through 4, please turn the systems off and press the B button to go back. Conditions under which you can't enter. The number of Pokemon is different from the number set in the rules. You have a Shadow Pokemon in your party, or you have a Pokemon that don't meet the rules. Pokemon GBA player. When an error occurs, please follow the instructions on page 51 and then resave the game. Conditions under which you can't enter. You don't have the Pokédex. You didn't save the game at a Pokemon Center. The number of Pokemon in your party is different from the number set in the rules. You have an egg in your party. Party Pokemon are holding mail or an Enigma Berry. There are Pokemon or items that don't meet the rules. 9. After confirming each player's save data, the confirmation screen will be displayed. If everything is OK, each player should select OK to proceed. Once all of the players have selected OK, player 1 needs to press Start/Pause to proceed. 10. In multi-battle, after confirming each player's save data, select the team combination. 11. Each player then chooses the Pokemon from their party to enter in the battle. The controller's buttons will be assigned to each Pokemon that is displayed. Press the A button to select the Pokemon that you want to enter. If you changed the selection of a Pokemon, press the L button. Holding down the R button and pressing the button that a Pokemon is assigned to will let you check the moves that Pokemon has. Players who use the Pokemon GBA games will select their participating Pokemon on each Game Boy Advance system screen. After the Pokemon have been selected, choose OK and press the A button. When all players have selected their Pokemon, the battle will start. Battle commands. Fight. You can fight using your Pokemon's moves. Pokemon. You can switch Pokemon or look at a Pokemon's summary. Give in. You quit and lose the battle. Group battle controls. During a group battle, Pokemon moves are hidden from the other players. Pokemon XD player controls. There will be no move list displayed on the TV screen for the player who participates as the Pokemon XD player. The battle menu and moves are assigned to the controller's buttons, so choose by using the assigned button. Selecting moves. Fight, A button. Pokemon, B button. Give in, start/pause. Other commands. First move, C-stick up. Second move, C-stick right. Third move, C-stick down. Fourth move, C-stick left. The C-stick is assigned in a clockwise manner, so pressing up will be your first move, pressing right will be the second move, and so on. If you don't know the move, press the R button to confirm. Also, you can press the control stick in the assigned direction while holding the R button to confirm each move's info. Selecting the target of the move. Once you select a move, you need to select the Pokemon you want to target with the move. On the TV screen, each Pokemon will be displayed and assigned a direction on the control pad. Select which Pokemon to use the move on. The direction a Pokemon is assigned on the control pad will be shown on the icon next to that Pokemon. There are some moves, such as Surf and Recover, which don't need to have a target selected. When you participate as the Pokemon XD player, press either up, right, down, or left on the control pad. By doing this, other players won't know which move you have selected. If you are in a single battle, you will not need to select a target. Switching Pokemon. Once a Pokemon is selected, you can select a Pokemon to switch with it. The order of Pokemon is assigned by selection, point 11, on page 41. In a double battle, when using the Pokemon XD player, after you have selected the Pokemon to switch, the same screen for using a move will be displayed. Press any direction on the control pad. By doing this, other players won't know which Pokemon you have selected. First Pokemon, C-stick up. Second Pokemon, C-stick right. Third Pokemon, C-stick down. Fourth Pokemon, C-stick left. Fifth Pokemon, Y button. Sixth Pokemon, X button. If you don't know the Pokemon position, hold down the R button to confirm. Also, the following controls allow you to check the info of a Pokemon's move. First Pokemon, R button plus control stick up. Second Pokemon, R button plus control stick right. Third Pokemon, R button plus control stick down. Fourth Pokemon, R button plus control stick left. Fifth Pokemon, R button plus control stick left up. Sixth Pokemon, R button plus control stick right up. GBA player controls. Players who participate using the GBA game will not see the battle menu on the TV screen, but on their Game Boy Advance screen instead. Just check the screen. It controls the same as in the GBA Pokemon RPG series, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. When using a Game Boy Advance as a controller, Game Boy Advance screen and the TV screen. When you choose the Pokemon for battle, see point 11 on page 41, all the Pokemon on the GBA game are set to keep out. To enter them in the battle, put the cursor on the Pokemon and then press the A button and select Enter. The end of a group battle. When a group battle is over, the menu below will be displayed. Battle again. You can battle once again using the same settings. Exit battle. Quit the battle. Please follow the instructions on the screen. Change teams. You can change the combination of the teams for multi-battles. The combination selection screen will be displayed. Please select the combination you would like to use. The option to change teams can only be selected in multi-battles. Editing rules. When you select rules, the screen of rules will be displayed. Set the cursor on either Anything Goes, Pokemon level 50, or Pokemon level 100 and press the A button. Then confirm your choice by selecting Adopt Rule. When you select Check Rule, you can check that rule in detail. Use the cursor to select Edit Rule 1 through Edit Rule 3. You can change the rule in detail and name the rule you changed. To change a selected amount, such as levels, use right or left on the control stick to select the digit, and then up or down to change it. When the number setting is done, press the A button to confirm. You can choose whether or not to allow hold items and item restrictions. You can set the restricted items by using the A button. When you're done, please select OK and press the A button. You can change the settings of the time limit per battle and the move select time limit by pressing the A button. To change a number, use right or left on the control stick and select the digit and then up or down to change it. When the number setting is done, press the A button to confirm. Once you are done setting all of the rules, please select End, located at the bottom, and press the A button. The following are explanations for particular rule settings. Disable Deoxy's camouflage ability and reveal its various forms. You can see which form Deoxy's is. Allow 2 or more Pokemon to be asleep on the same team. You can't make an opponent's Pokemon sleep if one of their Pokemon, including Pokemon not in the battle, is already sleeping. The move's secondary effects and ability do not have any effect in this case. Allow 2 or more Pokemon to be frozen on the same team. You can't freeze an opponent's Pokemon if one of their Pokemon, including Pokemon not already in the battle, is already frozen. The move's secondary effects and ability do not have any effect in this case. If all Pokemon faint due to explosion or self-destruct, user loses. If no is selected and these moves are used to end the battle, it will be a draw. Should Perish Song and Destiny Bond fail if used by a team's final Pokemon? If the only remaining Pokemon tries to use these moves, it will fail. Time limit for one battle. When the time limit runs out, the trainer with the fewest fainted Pokemon wins. If the number of remaining Pokemon are the same, the highest sum of HP will win, and if they are equal, it will be a draw. Time limit for move selection. When the move selection time limit runs out, the first move will be selected automatically. If there are 2 targetable Pokemon, the target of the attack will be randomly selected. Connecting the Nintendo Gamecube Game Boy Advance cable. The following is an explanation of the connection of a Game Boy Advance system and a Nintendo GameCube using the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable. It is possible to use a Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy Advance SP system in this mode. However, please note that it is not possible to use a Nintendo DS or a Game Boy Micro system to enjoy this connectivity. Since the connection method will differ based on the available content and the number of players, please confirm with the chart below and prepare the things that you will need. When there are 1 to 3 GBA systems, please insert the game pack into the Game Boy Advance. Follow the instructions on the screen and connect the Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance using a Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable. Turn the Game Boy Advance on. Available content. Group Battle, GCN vs GBA, page 37. Trading Pokemon by linking up, page 32. Items you will need. 1 Nintendo GameCube. 1 Nintendo GameCube controller. 1 Pokemon XD game disc. 1 memory card that contains a Pokemon XD save file. 1 Game Boy Advance or SP system. 1 GBA Pokemon RPG game packs. 1 Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable, each sold separately. Make sure you insert the game pack into the Game Boy Advance. If the game pack is inserted into a Game Boy player, a connection can't be made. Available content. Group Battle, GBA vs GBA. Both players use GBA Pokemon RPG games. See page 38. The items you will need. 1 Nintendo GameCube, 1 Nintendo GameCube controller, 1 Pokemon XD game disc, 1 memory card that contains a Pokemon XD save file, 2 Game Boy Advance or SP systems, 2 Game Boy GBA Pokemon RPG game packs, 2 Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cables, each sold separately. Available content. Group Battle, GCN plus GBA versus GBA plus GBA. See page 38. The items you will need. 1 Nintendo GameCube, 1 Nintendo GameCube controller, 1 Pokemon XD game disc, 1 memory card that contains a Pokemon XD save file, 3 Game Boy Advance or SP systems, 3 GBA Pokemon RPG game packs, 3 Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cables, each sold separately. When using 4 GBA systems. First, please connect the Nintendo GameCube controller to controller socket 1. Insert the game pack into the Game Boy Advance. Follow the instructions on the screen and connect the Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance using the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable. Please connect the cable in the following order: controller socket 2, controller socket 3, controller socket 4. Unplug the controller from controller socket 1 and connect the Game Boy Advance. Turn the Game Boy Advance on. Available content: Group Battle, GBA plus GBA versus GBA plus GBA. All trainers use GBA Pokemon RPG games. See page 38. The items you'll need: 1 Nintendo GameCube, 1 Nintendo GameCube controller, 1 Pokemon XD game disc, 1 memory card that contains a Pokemon XD save file, 4 Game Boy Advance or SP systems, 4 GBA Pokemon RPG game packs, and 4 Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cables, each sold separately. Make sure you insert the game pack into the Game Boy Advance. If the game pack is inserted into a Game Boy player, a connection can't be made. Cautions when linking up. There might be a link-up error or a malfunction in the following cases: when the game disc is not compatible with the game pack, when a cable other than the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable is used, when the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable is not fully connected, when the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable is not properly connected to a Game Boy Advance or the Nintendo GameCube, when the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable is unplugged during transmission, when a Game Boy Advance or Nintendo GameCube is turned off or the Nintendo GameCube's reset button is pressed during transmission. Troubleshooting connection errors. 1. If a connection error has occurred, turn the Game Boy Advance off and unplug the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable. 2. Turn the Game Boy Advance on and then select Continue on a Pokemon GBA Series game pack. 3. Fulfill the conditions on either page 33 or page 40. Then save the progress and turn the power off. 4. Connect the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable to the controller socket it was originally plugged into, then turn on the power to restart. Caution: there are unofficial devices that can be connected to the Nintendo GameCube to make alterations to a game's save data. If any alteration is made using such devices, you may not be able to proceed in your game properly, or your save data might become corrupted or deleted. Also, there's a possibility that some trouble will occur when you connect to a GBA Pokemon RPG game pack which has had any alterations made to its save data. Please be careful, as this is not something that can be fixed. Notes and important legal information. Copying of any video game for any Nintendo system is legal and strictly prohibited by domestic and international intellectual property laws. Backup or archival copies are not authorized and are not necessary to protect your software. Violators will be prosecuted. This video game is not designed for use with any unauthorized copying device or any unlicensed accessory. Use of any such device will invalidate your Nintendo product warranty. Nintendo and/or any Nintendo licensee or distributor is not responsible for any damage or loss caused by the use of any such device. If use of any such device causes your game to stop operating, disconnect the device carefully to avoid damage and resume normal gameplay. If your game ceases to operate and you have no device attached to it, please contact Nintendo Customer Service, see below. The contents of this notice do not interfere with your statutory rights. This booklet and all other printed materials accompanying this game are protected by domestic and international intellectual property laws. For further information or assistance, please contact Nintendo Consumer Service, www.nintendo.com, or call 1-800-255-3700, US and Canada. Warranty and service information. You may need only simple instructions to correct a problem with your product. Try our website at www.nintendo.com or call our customer assistance hotline at 1-800-255-3700 rather than going to your retailer. Hours of operation are 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Time, Monday through Sunday. Time subject to change. If the problem cannot be solved with the troubleshooting information available online or over the telephone, you will be offered express factory service through Nintendo. Please do not send any products to Nintendo without contacting us first. Hardware warranty. Nintendo of America Inc., Nintendo, warrants to the original purchaser that the hardware product shall be free from defects in material and workmanship for 12 months from the date of purchase. If a defect covered by this warranty occurs during this warranty period, Nintendo will repair or replace the defective hardware product or component free of charge. The original purchaser is entitled to this warranty only if the date of purchase is registered at the point of sale or the consumer can demonstrate to Nintendo's satisfaction that the product was purchased within the last 12 months. Game and accessory warranty. Nintendo warrants to the original purchaser of this product, games and accessories shall be free from defects in material and workmanship for a period of 3 months from the date of purchase. If a defect covered by this warranty occurs during this 3-month warranty period, Nintendo will repair or replace the defective product free of charge. Service after expiration of warranty. Please try our website at www.nintendo.com or call the Consumer Assistance Hotline at 1-800-255-3700 for troubleshooting information and repair or replacement options and pricing. In some instances, it may be necessary for you to ship the complete product, freight prepaid and insured for loss or damage, to Nintendo. Please do not send any products to Nintendo without contacting us first. Warranty limitations. This warranty shall not apply if this product A is used with products not sold or licensed by Nintendo, including but not limited to non-licensed game enhancement and copier devices, adapters, and power supplies. B is used for commercial purchases, including rental. C is modified or tampered with. D is damaged by negligence, accident, unreasonable use, or by other causes unrelated to defective materials or workmanship. Or E has had the serial number altered, defaced, or removed. Any applicable implied warranties, including warranties of merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose, are hereby limited in duration to the warranty periods described above, 12 months or 3 months as applicable. In no event shall Nintendo be liable for consequential or incidental damages resulting from the breach of any implied or express warranties. Some states do not allow limitations on how long an implied warranty lasts or exclusion of consequential or incidental damages, so the above limitations may not apply to you. This warranty gives you specific legal rights. You may also have other rights which vary from state to state or province to province. Nintendo's address is Nintendo of America Inc., P.O. Box 957, Redmond, Washington 98073-0957, USA. This warranty is only valid in the United States and Canada. Official Nintendo Power Player's Guide, available at your nearest retailer, www.nintendo.com. Need help with installation, maintenance, or service? Nintendo Customer Service, www.nintendo.com, or call 1-800-255-3700, Monday through Sunday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Time subject to change. The Pokemon Company, Nintendo, Nintendo of America Inc., P.O. Box 957, Redmond, Washington 98073-0957, USA, www.nintendo.com. Printed in USA.